Shout on, pray on, we're gaining ground. Glory, hallelujah, the dead's alive and the lost is found. Glory, hallelujah.
Hey guys, this is Brandon with Eschatology Matters, part of the Fight Laugh Feast Network, and today I'm just going to shoot the breeze a little bit with you guys. I want to talk a little bit about some podcasting stuff, the brother wars, and unity, and things of that nature, just some things that are on my mind. You'll have to bear with me. I'm just getting started and getting in front of the camera. I just finished up an interview with Steve Cruz. It was the first interview that I've ever done, and I didn't really like doing it, but I think that it helps to have all hands on deck right now, which is kind of why I'm getting involved in this way. If you don't know, I'm the producer, co-founder of Eschatology Matters. I run all the social media stuff. Josh Howard is the face and the brains behind Eschatology Matters. I'm kind of the behind-the-scenes guy or whatever. But yeah, I just... I'm a little inspired by my friends John Harris and Adi Robles. I loved their podcasts. They're really actually the only ones that I watch. So I'll catch each of their podcasts maybe once a week or so. And I really don't have time for any others. Honestly, most free time I have is dedicated to doing Eschatology Matters stuff. And so I can't watch or listen to hardly anything that's out there, but those guys usually pick topics that are pretty engaging, and I don't have to have a lot of investment in it. I can just kind of pop in and see what's going on, and so I like what those guys are doing, and they've been friends to me. I've gotten to hang out with John at a couple of the Jesus and Politics conferences that Tim Bushong puts on, which are excellent, by the way. And you guys should really try to come out and make it this October. Come to beautiful northern Indiana. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than northern Indiana in October. If you might have mountains, or you might live someplace that's got more things to do, whatever, but that's the time of year to be here. I mean, the vibe is incredible. It's beautiful, and Tim is awesome. And sometimes people kind of get it mixed up, because I used to host conferences, and then Tim does his, and Tim even had his at my church last year, and I help him promote it. So sometimes people are like, oh, your conference. No, it's Tim's conference. We're just friends, and I help him out with it, and it's a great conference. He usually has William Wolfe with him, Joseph Spurgeon with him. I mean, these are just great guys, and they're here year in and year out. It's not a long, dragged-out conference. It's pretty swift. I mean, it starts later in the morning. It gets done early, and it's just one of the better conferences out there. And, look it up. I'm sure Tim will have details on that, later in the year or whatever. But I just wanted to get on to talk about some, just be a little bit of an encouragement. There's a lot of this happens on X. Probably most of it happens on X, right? But, there's underlying issues. X is important. It's easy to be like, oh, there's only just a few people on X. It's such a small group, and they're arguing over things. And in the real world and in the churches, no one cares about this stuff. Well, in one sense, that's absolutely true. Most people most of them don't even know who any of us are, But that doesn't mean that these issues that are coming to the surface on X aren't real issues in the church. And that's where I think we need to address the fact that they are important. And I think that, John Harris does a good job bringing these things to light, and he's usually got his finger right on the pulse of what's important. But like political theology and just things that have been neglected through the years that current situations have kind of pushed to the forefront, we absolutely need to be discussing. And we've been getting into arguments. The Reformed world we've been getting into arguments, and there's been some personality clashes, and I think that's bound to happen. X is a pretty unique platform in the sense that we all get to engage in one big giant conversation, and it's for you older people that may remember chat rooms. It's almost gone back to the late 90s, early 2000s when there was chat rooms, and you could just have these big, long conversations with people throughout the whole world. And then that kind of went away for a while, and you got into these like little ghettos on Facebook and stuff like that. And I think in a sense, it really is the, what is it, the not the marketplace, but the town center, right? And so we're able to all engage in these conversations, and it's pretty messy. It's pretty ugly right now. And then just in general, if you've ever been around men who are go-getters or more of the alpha male types or whatever, you get them all in a room, and it's usually not necessarily easygoing, if you know what I mean. So there's a lot of things at play, right? But I'm really hopeful. I don't think that the way that the different factions are warring, and again, behind these factions are actually ideological and theological premises, okay? And they may manifest themselves in a certain way that someone tweets or whatever, but there's still issues beneath that. And if you can look beyond the personalities, there's theologies that are warring right now and different perspectives. And I think that a lot of this personality and faction stuff is actually going to get better. I think that there's going to be some paths forward. I would love to be a part of that. I don't know if I will be. I don't know if God will use me in that way or not. And by me, I mean Eschatology Matters. But I would love to see that happen. I've talked to a few people. I've thrown some things out there on X, and I got to say, what I got back was pretty good. I'm pretty optimistic. Some names that everyone would know. Some of them messaged me behind the scenes and like, I really like this idea. So I'm pretty hopeful, and maybe it won't be necessarily the biggest names. Maybe it'll be the smaller guys that end up leading the way on this. But I'm hopeful. I do think that some of the people that are not getting along right now, I don't know if that'll ever change. And I think that's on a personal level. I'm not even talking about the warring factions themselves. I'm just talking about man to man. Some guys are just not going to get along, and that is what it is. But I do think that there's a lot of us that are going to get along and get along publicly, and I can't wait for that to happen. But I think that we're still sorting it out. We're sorting out the rules of engagement. There's still ideas of like, you throw a spicy meme at somebody, and one person's inclination is that they're just going to laugh at it and throw another one right back at you, and another one's is, oh, you're not even fit to be an elder, So there's that kind of broad spectrum of how these things are taken, and some of that is cultural, some of that is generational, and that's just obvious. That's just the truth. I mean, I don't see how you can't get around that. And different age groups tend to think certain things are funny and certain things aren't, and they're used to engaging in a certain way. And where it's just going to take time for us to figure out how to communicate well with each other. And so we can be praying towards that end. I think it'll just take a couple of guys that are willing to be like, yeah, I want better things for the Reformed world, because it doesn't have to be like this. And if you're familiar with the term white pills all around, guys. Come on, don't black pill. So what? So a guy was being stupid or ran his mouth for a while. Like, let it go. We got bigger, better things to do, man. Like, it doesn't have to be this way. You can still let bygones be bygones. I mean, there are people that have wronged me, and don't get into like, oh, well, who's he talking about? It's just stuff that happens, guys. And it's like, you can just move on. And I'm not trying to say that there shouldn't be proper reconciliation, that there shouldn't be real repentance, right? But not everything has to be this big dramatic move. Sometimes and we do this in real life, guys. Sometimes you can just choose to overlook an offense. So not everything is this big deal. Even things that seem like a big deal, they don't have to be big deals. You can just move on. You can choose to do that, actually. Some guy runs his mouth and purposely tries to get under your skin or calls you a name. Just a kind word turns away wrath. You can just move forward with that dude. You don't have to just. I mean, that's one thing about guys, right? Like women often, and I'm not attacking women, but women often will like have all these little factions, and they hold these grudges against each other. And dudes, primarily, man, we just squash beef. We just, you screwed me over in here, man. Let's just hash it out, So I think we should be doing more of that. I think we should be letting the little trivial stuff go. And I think that some of the guys who are leading, if they just lead in a way that is a posture that is a little more white-pilled, we can go a long ways. But I am super optimistic about 2025 and beyond. God has clearly granted us some more time, and we do not need to waste it screwing around, fighting over important stuff, but in stupid ways, right? We're fighting over important stuff, but let's not be stupid about it. And I just want to tell some of the guys that are black-pilled out there, or they're like, this person's on this side, or Eschatology Matters is on this side. It's not that cut and dry, guys, honestly. There are people that will talk to me that refuse to talk to other people, and vice versa, and there's crossover on camps, and then there's not crossover on camps. And it just is what it is. But that gives me hope, right? It's not, when things make it to the public, it gets even weirder. It's not that simple behind the scenes, but it gets even weirder in public. But I'm rambling. But that's part of what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to just get on here sometimes. And like I said, I like the way AD does it. I like the way that, now John is pretty planned out. I'm not saying John just goes on a whim and just starts monologuing like this. But yeah, I'm going to try it, and if you guys like it, I'll probably keep doing it, and if you don't, I'll just vanish, and you won't see me anymore. And no big deal, because it doesn't matter to me, really. I just thought it would be fun to get on here, and again, I want all hands on deck. I think Eschatology Matters is going to be stronger when we're all firing on all cylinders. We're putting out the best content that we can. So let me know what you think. If you think I just need to shut up or I don't know what I'm talking about, tell me, and I'll either block you or ignore you. So, but also, before I go, so I mentioned, like, I like AD, but I also like the G3 guys, okay? Like, sorry, but you're not going to put your black pills on me, okay? In fact, I talked to a lot of the G3 guys just a few weeks ago, and we were hashing some stuff out. And they're great guys, and I loved having Scott Aniol on. Something about Scott Aniol is that we've been able to tell each other things just straightforward, and it works. I like the guy. I think he's a great guy. I love what he's doing. I love that G3 is doing the homeschool curriculum. Everything I heard about is just really solid. And so, yeah, I like Scott. I like all those guys. I like Virgil. And we hope to do more work with them in the future. And I also like AD, and I like Joel, and I like James White. James White has been a huge influence on my life. In fact, his work has given me so much confidence in the scriptures and the manuscripts, and how to defend them and understand where they came from, and all of that. And so I'm not wanting to just go down this road of tribalism, but our differences do matter. I'm not saying they don't matter, but it doesn't have to be like this. And you don't have to be put into a corner where if someone's going off against James White or Joel, that you've got to pick a side. You can like both those men, or you can have issue with certain things that they say, and you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's what it means to be a free thinker and not just go along or be in an echo chamber. So we can do this, guys, and there's going to be bumps along the way, but let's do this. And it starts with you. You can be an anonymous guy on X, or not even be on X, and you can just be some dude at your church. You don't hold office, and you just white pilling and being like, you know what? But I know that there's better things. God has better things for us, and let's bring it together, and let's not divide. And that doesn't mean being soft. You can be like, yeah, but I still believe this, and this is what the scriptures say, or this is nonsense what this guy is saying. You can say all that, man, but it doesn't have to be like that. So, again, I'm just gonna free ramble, and we'll see where it goes. What else? Yeah, I think that's it for today. Let me know what you would like to talk about, and we'll see where we go from there. Peace, y'all.
Seated here at my right hand, the Lord to my Lord did command, for of these heathen I will make a kingly footstool for your sake. The Lord